Generic greetings! Dawn of War is a series I'm very familiar with. In fact, I've played every single game pretty much upon release and very, very heavily. I remember the first one coming out and I was absolutely blown away by just how it looked, the presentation, the way the units and factions were completely different, and the way it took the standard RTSs at the time and sort of mixed it up a bit by having like grouped units, heroes, vehicles, things like that. I just thought it was great, and it had some very good expansions, notably Dawn of War Dark Crusade was probably the best one with a global campaign and things like that, but also I think Soulstorm is underrated. I think it was just a little bit long in the tooth at the time and didn't really bring enough other than a couple of... I mean, it brought like flyers and a couple of other factions and stuff, but either way, I don't think it brought enough. But that's the one I would probably recommend if you play it now because it's just everything from the first one. And then Dawn of War 2 came out, and again, absolutely amazed by what it did. It took what the first one did and sort of built upon it. It removed a lot of the mass unit battles and replaced it with an RPG mechanic where you had heroes and you leveled them up and equipped them, and one hero could not only be perhaps some sort of close range melee monster, but also go for maybe a long range build, and you can try different things out. And it's why I've got over 500 hours on Dawn of War 2 and its 2 expansions, solely because of the co-op campaign. In fact, you can play the campaign co-op with a friend, and I've played the campaign through several times with multiple people. And also Last Stand. I think Last Stand really deserves a game in its own right, but alas, we haven't got that. But again, yeah, fantastic series of games, and now the third one's out, and obviously as soon as this was announced I was looking forward to this thing, and it all sounds great on paper. It takes the base building and mass units from the first game, it takes the sort of hero type stuff from the second game and adds a sort of MOBA element, which is new in the series. And does that all work together well? That's a little bit more difficult to answer, which is what I'll be hopefully doing in this video. I've played about 5 hours of this game thus far, which is why it's only a preview. That consists of a little bit of the campaign, which seems to be fairly basic and run-of-the-mill. Yeah, a bit of multiplayer, in fact 2 games of multiplayer, which I've got absolutely thrashed in both games, and the majority of it being in the solo sort of 1v1s and stuff like that. I've done a couple of multiplayers, as I said, where there's me and a friend, and well, me and another person fighting other people, and also 1v1. Got trashed in either one. But anyway, it's going to take a bit to learn, I guess. I'm going to just show you a little bit of the solo stuff, and yeah, there it is. So there's three factions in the game: Space Marines, Orcs, and Eldar. I'm not going to go through the whole 40k lore and stuff like that. I assume if you're watching this video, you pretty much know what those are. But they do run differently. Let's just go to custom solo mode, and we will have a computer. We're going to play the Space Marines, so essentially swole, genetically mutated, well, modified. It's a bit complicated. We have to watch what we say here because if we get it wrong, it could be classed as heresy. And they're in suits of power armor and essentially space fascists. They don't like anyone else, and if they don't like you, they just say heretic and then kill you. Because, you know, and these are one of the good guys, apparently. Anyway, we've also got Orcs and Eldar. We're going to verse Orcs because why not? They're really cool. They have this sort of scrap mechanic. Space Marines tend to deploy via drop pods and things like that. That's their main bag, and the Orcs have a scrap mechanic where they can rebuild stuff and build new things from scrap and salvage stuff. Eldar, must confess, don't know because I've only ever played against them. I assume it's a web-made mechanic where you can teleport around, but I really don't know. Anyway, so this is my Space Marine loader. What you do is you select 3 elite units. It could be heroes or it could be units. And you also select some doctrines. So let's just have a quick look what I've got. I've currently got Gabriel Angelos, and you can see they've got an offense, defense, utility, and difficulty rating. Again, a bit like a sort of MOBA thing. In fact, it does say nuker/crowd control, so it does take a lot of MOBA stuff here. And you can actually level them up. So we'll just we'll click on him. Hang on, info. And you can see that they have different abilities. They also level up, and you can unlock different things. A lot of them are things like skins and stuff, but then you get different doctrines, which allows them to do different stuff. But you can change his portrait, so I can change it to that one or that one, whatever. It just changes the overall look at it. It doesn't really matter to me, to be honest with you. Let's go back over. We've also got a Death Watch team. There you are. And then this, well, it's an Imperial Knight. Yeah, it's pretty hard, as you might imagine. You can also have other heroes. You can see there's ones to unlock. I've got Librarian Jonah Orion, which was from Dawn of War 2 Chaos Rising, I believe, which is the first expansion. More of a crowd control support character, but you've also got other things like a Chaplain, an Imperial Knight, and Terminators and stuff, but we're just going to stick with the basic stuff for now. You've also got Doctrines. How do I get back? I'll go to Doctrines first. So Doctrines are like slight boosts or bonuses or abilities for your faction. So I've currently got Improved Listening Post, which is they're slightly better. I've got Tip of the Spear, which my listening posts can use to reinforce my units, and finally Blessing of the Omnissiah, which is production reinforcement structures and listening posts heal you on your allies. So essentially, I've gone for a bit of a turtle build. I go forward, I capture a point, I then put a listening post on it, and then defend that area, and then move forward. That's the sort of thing I've gone for. But obviously, if you pick different characters that are faster, or you may go for like a pin doctrine, or like an assault doctrine, which allows you to go forward. There's lots of different builds if you want to go that way. Anyway, how do I go back to the actual game? It doesn't really clarify. No, that just takes me to the main menu. Fantastic. Okay, let's just... do I want to continue? Yes, I do. Oh, and it's just... What the... Custom solo, please. Thank you very much. Don't know why you have to go to multiplayer and then custom solo. Why there's not just a solo button here? I have no idea. Anyway, so we're going to verse the Orcs, and you can select their build. So you can say, actually go for a mid-game defense or whatever. I'm just going to say a random package. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go for casual. I've won the AI on casual and normal. Haven't yet tried hard. We're going to go for Raven Guard because it's my favourite chapter. And we'll just click start and I'll actually show you some of this thing. So... as I said, it does add a lot of MOBA stuff, which there was actually a 40k MOBA that no longer exists. I think it was called Warhammer 40,000 Dark Nexus or something, and it was a 40k MOBA, and I never tried it because I think when it came to Steam Early Access it was not very good, and also I think it cost like 20 odd quid or something at the time, which I just wasn't willing to pay considering all of the negative reviews on it at the time. And then I think it pretty much died a death and it's no longer in existence, which is a shame because after playing this I would happily play a very decent Dawn of War MOBA. In fact, if Relic or Sega want to spin this game off and do a full MOBA, then I'd be up for that. Just as they did with The Last Stand in Dawn of War 2, I still wish they'd done a full-on Last Stand mode. I mean, I know they did the Last Stand loan, which was the same game but separate. Like a full... Last Stand would be fantastic. Anyway, so this is our base. As you can see, this is one of our building units. We're going to get him to build straight away a barracks, and we're going to place it down, and what happens is you get a big drop pod go slamming down. Bang! And then it will all click together and he'll start building it. First things first, presentation. It looks very nice. It's very colourful, which is something I was very, very concerned with. Let me just build a couple more units here. I was very, very concerned with because... when I saw the trailers, I thought, that looks too colourful, and the animations were a bit off, and they've changed them, they have altered it somewhat since that, I believe, and it doesn't look as I wouldn't say cartoony, but it was just a bit, it wasn't 40k enough, it wasn't grimdark enough for my liking. But anyway, what I'm doing is ordering some marines. You can see we've got a drop pod land, and then it sort of spins around and rotates around. And there's our units. So they've got stats and stuff. I'm not going to go through them all. Essentially, these are tactical marines. They're fairly hard. I'm just going to send them up there to capture the points. The way you get resources is fairly simple. You will send them around to capture these points here, and you can establish a listening post on this point, and then you'll get ones that are splintered off. So these are 2 resource points. These things here, requisition they're called. Then you've also got ones that are energy, and then you've got ones that are probably the most important in my opinion, which is the elite points. Elite points are used to buy your elites in the game. We also have some drop pods available, so if I click on this orbital relay, I can say assault marine squad. So what happens is it essentially builds it on a ship above us or whatever, and then it will it'll be able to we'll be able to call it down, which is always cool. So what I'm going to do is get this guy moving forward. We're going to say build, and we'll say listening post there, and then we will order this to get a couple more essentially we get some resources, but we can also upgrade it to get a power generator and other such things. So there's them captured, that's fine. We're going to bring him back up there. We'll say, let's get us another couple of requisition points there, and we'll build that. In fact, no, I'll keep you down here, because I want to build a listening post. There's not as much building as... oh, there's some grots here. We'll kill those. There's not as much building as the first game, so you can't build like defensive structures. You can't build like loads and loads and loads of missile towers and things like that. It hasn't gone as far as that. Looks like we're going to kill some orcs here. And Daka, you're dead. Right, okay. Let's go in here and capture this point. Looks like they've captured, but I'm going to try and take it back. They're also started to use a resource gatherer node thing there. Oh, it looks like we've got some orcs down the bottom. I'm going to run away. I don't think I can fight all of those. So I'm going to pull back to this point here, and if they want to follow me, well, they'll die. So anyway, the objective is to protect this. So this is your main power core. If that dies, you lose. The way you protect that is by making sure that these generators don't fall, and those generators are protected by these turrets here. Yes, it's very, very, very MOBA-like, and I will be saying that multiple times in this video because it's true. It's just how it is. Whether or not you like that or not, it's really up to you, isn't it? So anyway, let's just click on this guy. We're going to go for... oh, I like a sniper squad, but I don't think we're going to have it. In fact, let's go for a listening post here. There we go. and slam it down. Oh, looks like we've got some people coming down. It looks like I'm going to have to send some Space Marines down there. I'm going to get my Assault Marines landing in the drop pod about here, and obviously the drop pod is going to knock them back, so here we are. Bang! There we go, and the Assault Marines jump out, and actually I'm going to jump on top of them as well. So we'll jump up and then land right on top of them, and hi Orcs, how's it going? These are shooter boys, so they're not going to do fairly well. It looks like these Orcs here are trying to build up something. See that bar moving up? That they're trying to sort of not get a war going, because there is actually a war mechanic for them, but they are trying to rile themselves up a bit. Looks like I am not doing... I'm doing quite well, actually. By the look of it, yeah, looks like they're going down. Once these are down, oh, it looks like they're trying to run forward. You don't get a lock-in mechanic like you did in Dawn of War 2. In Dawn of War 2, you would have units when they get into combat, they couldn't really move out of it. Also, they certainly couldn't... shoot or anything like that, where it's slightly different in this one, it feels. Let's just jump up and over, and we should be able to land right on top of them, which will knock them back. Oh, why are you so slow, Mo, when you're doing that? Looks like we'll get them there, that's fine. Oh, looks like we're getting attacked from the top as well. Good grief, what difficulty did I put this on? Maybe it was just standard difficulty, I'm just being stupid at it. I'm just going to then call in my Deathwatch kill team, which is costing 2 of my hero points. Was it 2 of my hero points, or was it 3? Some amount of hero points. I'm going to call it in. I'm also going to get a Malleus Tacticus upgrade, which is a missile launcher. See, what's happening is they're assaulting both of my points here, and I don't like it. But what I'm going to do is assault the central point, because I really need to get this, because this has the hero... I was going to call it a hero point, but it's not. It gives you elite points, but let's capture this. There we are. Looks like my... Deathwatch guys are killing them. Let's just fling a grenade. You do get different abilities on units. Depending on what units you have, they might have more or less. Heroes tend to have more, but, you know, it's not always the case. Right, so, let's go for another Tactical Marine squad. I'm going to say rally point there. I'm going to get these guys to go down and capture this point. It's very, very APM-y, you know, actions per minute important. It's an RTS, it's going to be, right? But, what I find is that you know, if you play things like, if you play any MOBA, right? I'm just going to capture this point here. This is like a shield generator. If I get this, I should be able to, yes, fire over at that and have a shield around me as well. Yeah, obviously you play MOBAs, they are, you know, very APM. It's all about the APM. Making sure you click and click and click and click until your mouse pointer explodes. But, yeah, you've also got the other RTS stuff as well in this, so you have to flick between multiple different units and activate abilities and build stuff. Good grief, it gives you repetitive strain injury very quickly. Anyway, so let's just keep firing away at that thing. Can't use ability on target. I wasn't trying to use the ability, I was just trying to fire a rocket launcher. Looks like the Orcs are going to come for me eventually. There they are, they're coming in now. These Orcs won't be able to do anything while I'm in this shield. Looks like they're trying to rile themselves up a bit, but they're not going to last long, because they're about to charge into a squad of Deathwatch Marines, and Deathwatch, not knowing, they're not really your sort of very friendly, happy, smiley people, I'll be honest. They're the elite of the elite, or maybe the outcasts, actually. It really depends on their sort of backstory. Very interesting, the Deathwatch, I do like them. Actually played several RPG campaigns with them as well. Anyway, let's pull back and see what they're doing. Nothing. They're going to wave in. They're going to keep waving. I don't really care. So let's build... how many units? How many builder units have I got? I've got one there. Let's pull him up. I want to build myself a arsenal, and that allows me to upgrade units. So there you go. A slight problem here is that... Have I got that generator? I have got that generator. Excellent. The good thing about this generator now is that once it's fully built, I should be able to reinforce my squads. And normally you can't do this. Normally these don't heal, and normally they don't reinforce. But because of the doctrines I've picked, you can. So there's a lot of customization there, which I appreciate. Oh, it looks like there's some Orcs coming in as well. And don't think I'm going to be able to fend off against that. I want to build... Where's my scout squad? I could build it. I could get a drop pod, but no, we're not going to bother. Can I win that? Can I win that fight? Looks like I'm losing units. I don't know. Either way, there's a way to make sure I do win it. Let's bring these units down. This is the easy mode, and I must confess, the AI is absolutely dumb as a lobotomized ferret. It's fairly useless in almost every way. It's not smart at all. But, you know, that's okay for demonstrating this. But to get a decent game out, not really. It's not even competent, I think, at the easy level. Medium level, yeah, fair enough. It's okay. But, you know, I'm happily going around. I'm building stuff. I'm explaining what I'm doing. I'm not really paying much attention. And I'm happily winning all of these points. But, you know what? You know what? One thing I think is underrated in a lot of games is... where's my builders? There's a builder there. A lot of people... They go, oh, that really needs to be loads really difficult. Sometimes you just want to smash loads of enemies, and you don't really care, and it's just fun doing it. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. Anyway, down here. How are these units? They're doing alright. We're going to pull them back to there. We do need to get a builder unit. Oh, looks like there's some units up here. Let's go back up to mid. Pull back to mid. Oh, looks like they've got a hero at the top. There we go. There's one of their heroes. That's Warboss Gorgutz or something. Let's pull right back because I cannot verse a hero. Now, this is where I believe the game falls flat on its ass. Totally. Not even going to sugarcoat this. I think this is a huge error. Heroes are quite simply overpowered. Right? The heroes I have seen, in fact, I've seen Gabriel Angelos go through 6 units of various orcs. No problem whatsoever. And that is difficult because you could spend a lot of your time building an army, building things up, making sure that they are all working together. You've got different counters for this, that, and the other. You've got your devastators for the vehicles. You've got vehicles to counter their vehicles. All this stuff. And then what happens? One hero can come in and absolutely destroy you. Yeah. And in my 2 games of multiplayer, that's pretty much what has happened. I've had an army, and then it's been destroyed very quickly. Not because I've been fighting other units, because I've had units fighting other units and have a fairly decent fight, like Dawn of War 1 in fact Dawn of War 2 multiplayer as well, because that was very similar as well. A lot of people forget that. But yeah, have a fairly decent fight, and then a hero come in, jump in, like literally Gabriel Angelos jumps in, lands, does a big sweep, and 3 units die. And originally what was a fairly even, fairly fair fight with units and units. As soon as the characters come along, you get wrecked. I mean, I'm just standing here now, obliterating this character because they are not intelligent enough to really move. And also, I guess he knows he's not under a great deal of threat because he's got that at half health. And he's actually using some abilities here. It looks like I might actually kill the hero. But there's my Marines here. He's just killed 3. And it looks like he's going to get himself killed, actually. Because the AI is not fantastic at this level. There we go. Well, we've got him dead, so that's fine with me. Right, what I'm going to do is head up. And then I will get myself a... There's my scout squad. We'll go over there. We can get Gabriel Angelos if we really want him. Should we get Gabriel Angelos? I think we will get Gabriel Angelos. We're going to call him in right here. And we'll just see how long these units last. Are you ready? Bang! Drop pod comes down. And, oh, well, it doesn't really matter because they're all dead anyway. Fine, fine, fine. I'll tell you what. We'll jump in here. We'll jump in. Slow-mo jump. Didn't work out. But then we'll spin our hammer. And they're on half health, and they've all been knocked back. And I'm going to go forward, and bang. Bang, there's another one dead. Yep, they're pretty much dead. There's nothing much they can really do. And also, you've got critical strike. Every 8th hit pretty much wipes them out. Which is, yeah, annoying for them, I guess. Let's jump over there, knowing that's where the orc's going. Yep, you're not going to last much longer, mate. I've got a power hammer and swollenness. Right. Captured all the point. We have not yet got a... We haven't yet got a building for vehicles. Let's place that there. Let's also stack up a couple of vehicles. I'm going to stack up a Death Storm, which is a... It's simply a drop pod with loads of guns on it, which is awesome. And we'll probably pick a Devastator Marine las cannon. You don't get your Devastator Marines and then equip them. You don't get a Devastator Marine and then say I want them with they start with bolters and then you upgrade them to either missile launchers, plasma cannons, or las cannons, or whatever. You just get Devastator Marines with X when you build them. So anyway, looks like these are now complete-rated, and that's good. What I need to do is get myself a builder unit, which is going to be him. Bring him up here, and we'll get a listening post just so we can repair up. Now these guys, these are my jetpack marines. I'm going to keep them around the centre just so I can quickly reinforce the bottom or the mid as and when required. What I'm trying to do now is gather up a bit of a force, and looks like everybody's healed up actually, so you know what, I am gathered up. Let's just go, go. And I'll also get myself, I believe, a vehicle. I'm going to set a rally point over there. You can do all the standard rally point stuff and set reinforcement points and stuff. I want to set the rally point here, which I've done. Let's move forward with these scout snipers. You have stealth mechanics as well, so you've got infiltration, so the standard snipers are invisible. You also get points, again, like MOBAs, where you've got grills. See that there? You've got like a haze. If you stand units in there, they can't be seen. Some units can shoot further than they can see, so scouting, again, is important. But, saying that, again, a lot of my experience has just been this. I've got a lot of units, go forward, or get a hero in there. Or combination of both. Maybe in high team multiplayer it is different. I really can't say. So we'll bash those down. I do actually have an orbital bombardment ability now, but I don't want to call it in just yet. I'm also going to queue up a... I'm going to queue up a whirlwind because I can. In a drop pod. Yes, a whirlwind in a drop pod. I don't think it's technically in the drop pod. I think it's more about... there we go. There's that shield generator. So... that's a lot easy. That's going to be easy for me to attack now. I'm going to go them down. You also get a bonus set of points if you kill them, which is why I've got a lot of requisition and not spent it. Hang on, let me spend some requisition on 2 squads of Space Marines. We'll go for a Scout Squad. We don't really need any other Devastators. Probably, let's have a Land Speeder, why not? And we'll upgrade our... I'd really like to upgrade our infantry. And get the... Do I want to get that? No, actually we'll go for power swords upgrade, so it allows our assault marines to have power swords. Let's get... Where is it? Ah, don't have enough energy. If I had energy, I'd be able to give plasma guns on my tactical marines. Whoa, there's the snipers going. Snipers are really good in this. They can fire very, very far, but they have to be stationary while they do it. Like, they can't move and fire, which is obvious, I guess. They are, after all. Snipers. Running and shooting would be a bit OP. There's our... Oh, look at that! There's our land speeder. Yeah, reinforcements have arrived. Right, let's send it over here. You've got points on maps where if you destroy an area, it will like open another one up. So again, more mobile stuff. If you destroy this, it will drop that bridge down. But this is just our chain gun on the bottom and a heavy bolter, as you can see, absolutely ripping them to pieces. That's going to be no problem whatsoever. There's Gabriel Angelos, wrecking face, and there we are. Right. So there is. Well, there's both of that destroyed. We have a drop pod for a whirlwind, which we will drop in here. We'll have a drop pod for... Oh, no, we don't want that one. Drop pod for a Devastator Marine. Oh, it's not a drop pod. Actually, that was a... I think it was a Thunderhawk gunship. Can you turn around? There we go. You can manually change the direction by holding right click and it turns around. It's been in a lot of the Relic games since pretty much Dawn of War 2, I believe. So, actually, no, not since Dawn of War 2. My mistake. It's been in since Company of Heroes, the original. Let's use my Whirlwind missile set, and there you go. There's the missiles go. The animations are a little bit cartoony there. See, the missiles are sort of dropping back. There's still a little bit on that sort of over-exaggerated edge, which some people might not like, and especially for for a Dawn of War game. Anyway, there's some more units. We're going to gather them up. What I'm doing now, I'm just holding my... sort of holding my fire a bit because I want to... Oh, good grief, there's a hero there, and he's absolutely ruining all these units. Wow, a lot of my units are on half health because they're in a big pile. Let's back up. No, that's almost dead. And there we go, look. I had 3 units just killed there. That's never a good thing. Let's just jump in. We should be able to kill him. See if we can spin round. There we go. Go from there. My tank's almost dead. It's going to reverse back up. You focus on those. You've got a plasma cannon. You can see the plasma cannon's firing away. Is that a plasma cannon? No, that's my last cannon, actually. Oh, I don't really want Gabriel Angelos in there. Actually, sack it. I was going to say, I'm getting a hit off that beam, but I don't particularly care. I'm just going to keep shooting until I kill this guy. And once he's down, there is like a certain... Oh, there's that blown up. There's a certain, like, redeploy time. So he might take, say, 30... it might be like 30... No, 300 seconds, I think, to come back in. Right, so, get all these, and we'll go down there. In fact, we'll call this back over. We don't really need that. What I might do is call in my standard bearer. Against charges over time. It gives you bonuses, essentially. So what is it? It is tier 3, this one. So causes knockback, increases speed, and the expanding circle, gains charges over time, limited to tech and stuff. Yeah, so we get better. It'd be nice if it healed you, though, but alas. So we're going to capture this point. I'm now waiting, essentially, until I've got 10 points so I can call in the Imperial Knight and finish these off, because why would I not? But obviously, if you were playing in a more aggressive environment, you'd be taking these points, you would be capturing others, you would be making sure you keep pressure on and things like that. But I don't really care for this. There is that captured, and obviously we are now gaining health because we captured that point, and we'll might as well do that. We can't put a point on that, a listening post, because I don't think, where is my nearest servitor? Up there. Go on, we'll try. I don't think he's going to make it, but we'll try. We'll go to my other servitor, which is back here, and he's actually doing nothing. Servitors also have useful abilities as well. So they've got a detection ability, they've got a servo skull, which can come out and... actually, well, it's a picture of a servo... No, it's not. It's a picture of a detect aura. But you've got a servo skull observer, which gives you line of sight and stuff to an area and stays there. It's got the, like, true line of sight that I believe was originally brought out with Company of Heroes 2. So it's not just a big... aura around you, it is sort of from the units, and you can see, like, on this mini-map, a more accurate thing I'm on about, where it'll go around, it won't go around corners, you'll have to actually have proper line of sight to an area. Right, so, on 8 points, elite points, I'm going to charge in and take out this thing. Actually, you know what I'm doing? I'm gonna get it to fire first. There we go. I've went forward to make sure it fires, and that's triggered it. Looks like it's actually not triggered, it's firing. Now it's being triggered. And now we're going to go in and wreck face. We're also going to deploy this drop pod, which is essentially a drop pod full of guns, which is fantastic. Here we go. Yes! And that really does hurt. That's not going to last long. It's almost dead, in fact. But I have got las cannons firing at it. And it's gone. We destroyed a turret. Excellent. I could go further up, but honestly, oh, you know what I might do? I might get my scout squad, because they are... Oh, they're all dead, doesn't matter. I'm going to say, this thing hasn't got much line of sight, but if I go forward, it might be able to shoot some of their buildings, the building that we can't actually see at the moment. Hi, guys. Are they going to pull back? No, they're not. Just going to stand there, apparently. Come on. Pull back, because I want them to land on this. Let's queue up a... Predator Annihilator, and a Dreadnought. And, aha! We now have the ability to call in the Imperial Knight. This is the end game event, essentially. If you get one of these, I've seen it absolutely... I've seen it win games, to be honest with you. I've seen a knight called in where... Well, it was in multiplayer, and we weren't doing great, but it wasn't Imperial Knight, actually. It was an Eldar one. No, sorry, I'm talking crap. It was the Orc one. I don't know what it's called. It's not a mini Gargant. It's not a Gargant. It's something else. But it was one of them. It landed. It had a fist that it fired, hit one of my units at the back, and then pulled it back and dragged 3 units back with it, and then it absolutely ruined it. But now that I've got this, as you can see, I'm just dackering away at their main building. But we don't really we need to actually focus on this power core. But let's just focus on that. We've got the ability to do like a really awesome spray, like so. Yeah, that's fairly good. We've also got like a whirlwind barrage, so we can just say there's loads of points, and all the missiles just go fire, 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 fire. There you go. We're actually on an overheat mechanic now, which is not good, because we've fired too much. Right, let's bring in a Dreadnought. Let's bring in one of these. There you go. Oh god, it's chaotic now. And let's just focus on the power core and get a win, because why not? And then we'll do another Daka thing over there. Actually, we're pretty much orcs now, aren't we? God, look at the damage it causes. And there you go. There's the core dead. And it's a win. Ba-doom. And we've won. And their hero's getting absolutely slammed in the centre. So there we go. That's a victory. We'll say quit. And now you'll get some experience. So when you win games, you get some experience on the specific character that you play. You'll also get some skulls, which is your currency, which you'll use to unlock different things as you progress on, such as doctrines. And when people level up, you unlock different... you can pick different skins on and stuff. So what have we got? We have... Oh, apparently gained no experience for whatever reason. It's done that a couple of times, and I'm not really too sure why. Either way, that is just a little bit of Dawn of War 3. I don't think it works properly. It really pains me to say it, but I don't think it all gels well. I think the heroes... I think it tries to be a MOBA, and that's fine. The fact that if they want to go down that MOBA route, that's great. I would happily go there. But on top of all of that, you've got all of the stuff from the original. Instead of worrying about every little... worrying about exactly where your heroes are at any one time, because they're so powerful, you can't afford to lose them, and you can't afford to not have them doing something, right? So you have to be aware where they are, their positioning, constantly checking them out, right? But then you've also got the base building on top, and then all of the max loads of units, and those units might have abilities, and then you've got upgrades to do. It's got so much going on, but then you might just get a hero that comes in and just smashes your entire army. I don't think heroes are completely balanced in this. That's only your first impressions, though. As I said, this is only, the whole thing is only your first impressions. Maybe once you get into it better, maybe it changes. That's just my feelings at the time. Like I say, that thing there specifically, I've seen that come around and go, right, you've won, done. That's your winning game. But then, to be fair, the games might not be designed to last long, and if they get to that point, then maybe that is what it's there for, to end games. But it flings a lot of elements together, and I just don't think they all quite click. But, you know what? I also can never say I've been bored playing this. So, I'm going to play more, but I have concerns. Either way, links are in the description so you can check it out yourself. Obviously, there's Orcs to play, there's Eldar to play. The factions are completely different. The units are all there. It is presented very well. It does look nice. There's an army painter on there. Like I say, the campaign is sadly not co-op, which is something I ideally miss from the second series of games. The economy stuff, don't know how that fares well. I don't know what sort of how grindy it is. As I said, first impressions, said it many times. But yeah. There you go. I think I've mentioned the unlocks of elites, haven't I? Yes, I have. One thing that does not annoy me a bit, which is weird, that for some reason it thinks I'm running this at 119.98 hertz. I don't know why. I mean, yes, 60 hertz I get, and I've got a 144 hertz monitor. Why it's running at 119.98, I have no idea. Anyway, there it is. Links in the description so you can check it out yourself. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.